Hello, uh, welcome to my presentation, Agriculture from 2, and this is continuation of climate change. And today we're going to look at causes and effects of climate change. So in the last presentation, we looked at natural causes, and today we're going to start with uh, human causes, and also we'll finish by looking at the effects of climate change. So stay with me as I'm going through this lesson. So you are with me, your presenter, Andrew Cobby. So we're going to start by looking at human causes. So human causes of climate change, you talk of, uh, we've got the first one, production of greenhouse gases. So these are gases such as carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and fluorocarbons. So they raise the global temperature. So production of these gases, they lead to the rise in the global temperature. So if the temperature has risen, that's why we've got this what is known as climate change. So let's look at carbon dioxide as one of human causes. Cause the production of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide it is produced by human beings. So when talk of carbon dioxide, this is the most significant human-induced cause of climate change. So it is released in large quantities from burning fossil fuels such as petroleum, coal, and natural gas. So if human beings they burn coal, fossil fuels, natural gas, you find that there is release of carbon dioxide. So this carbon dioxide has got a very big effect. Has got a very uh, big effect in climate change. So carbon dioxide leads to significant rise of the global temperature. So this production of carbon dioxide will lead into the rise of uh, global temperature. And let's look at methane. So when talk of methane, um, the most significant source of methane is decomposition of organic matter such as landfills and in agriculture. So in agriculture you talk of making of manure. So the decomposition when you are making manure, it will lead to production of methane gas. So this methane gas has also an impact in the change of climate change. In the climate change. So digestion in ruminant animals also produce significant amount of methane. Then let's look at nitrous oxide. So when talk of nitrous oxide, this is a very powerful greenhouse gas produced through production and use of fertilizer and burning of fossil fuels. So production of fertilizer, if people are producing fertilizer in the factories and also burning of fossil fuels, there's production of this gas which is known as nitrous oxide. So these gases, they result in the rise of global temperature, which causes climate change. Then we have got this gas which is fluorocarbons. So these gases, these are produced for industrial use as refrigerating and air conditioning. So in the refrigerators and as well as air conditioners, they use this gas which is chlorofluorocarbons. So note, you have to take note that the overall effect of greenhouse gases has raised the Earth's average temperature from 15.5 degrees Celsius to 16.2 degrees Celsius in the last 100 years. Then we have got the second one, which is aerosols. So when talk of aerosols, some human activities uh, they lead to an increase in the amount of aerosols in the atmosphere. So these aerosols, these are small solid particles which are found in the atmosphere. They are very small solid particles which are found in the atmosphere, and they have got an effect to cause climate change. So they include uh, aerosols they absorb solar and infrared radiation, hence raising the global temperature. So what they do, these small solid particles, they absorb solar and infrared radiation, hence raising the global temperature. We talk of dust. No, dust, there are also small solid particles which are found in the atmosphere, and they're also referred to as aerosols. So these dust, uh, which are released into atmosphere by tilling land when they are very dry, they are also aerosols. And talk of burning of biomass leads to production of soot. So that soot also, there are small particles, small solid particles which are found in the atmosphere. So they are also referred to as aerosols, and they have got a tendency of raising the uh, temperature as they absorb uh, the uh, the solar and raise the temperature. And you talk of industrial processes, they produce a variety of aerosols also. And talk of exhaust fumes from engines also produce aerosols. And let's also look at deforestation. So this, on top of deforestation, this is the indiscriminate clearing of forest cover, which lead to change of the land surface. So in other ways, is the careless cutting down of trees in order to clear the land. So deforestation also will lead to climate change. So removal of the land surface cover leads to change in the amount of light reflected from the earth surface back uh, to the space. So if the land has been cleared, you find that the amount of light to be reflected back um, to the space uh, will change, will not be the same as if the land is having uh, ground cover or is having trees and other vegetation. So that one will also lead to climate change. So this is just a picture of deforested area. So you can see that the land is very deforested. There is careless cutting down of trees, and the land now is bare. So let's look at effect of climate change. So when talk of effect of climate change, so climate change has impact on agriculture and people's lives in different ways. So the first one, let's look at impact on the land. So, if I've got climate change, you may find that sometimes you can have erratic rainfall. So this erratic rainfall can come because of indiscriminate deforestation. So if there's erratic rainfall due to deforestation, so the ever increasing need for more arable land and need for fuel energy has aggravated deforestation. So we find that the population is increasing, and more people, they need land for cultivation as well as the settlement. So this one will lead to deforestation, clearing of the land, so that people should settle and also they should conduct agricultural activities. Then seasonal droughts that gradually give way to aridity, leading to loss of arable land. So if there is a drought, so that drought uh, will gradually will, um, will gradually give way to aridity, leading to loss of arable land. Then we have got floods. Floods is also an indication of drought. So floods which lead to serious land degradation by forming of large galleries and consequently loss of arable land. So if there, if there are drought, if there are floods, uh, those floods will lead to serious land degradation. Uh, the land will be destroyed, talk of formation of galleries, and this will lead to loss of arable land, and the land can no longer be farmed. Then we also talk of changing woodlands as another effect of climate change on the land, changing woodlands. Here, due to changing temperature, so trees adapted to a particular temperature. As the condition changes, the habitat become unsuitable for trees. Therefore, there will be changing of woodland because uh, that area that was used, the trees were used to be growing on that area, and now there is climate change. It means that place now will be unsuitable for the growth of trees. Therefore, there will be change of woodlands. Then there is also landslide and mudslide degradation. So the land for agriculture. So landslide and as well as mudslide will lead to degrading the land for agricultural activities. Let's now look at impacts on the crops. So increase in crop pest. So you know if there is climate change, there can also be increase in crop pest in such a way that warm climate increases production and rate of growth of crop pest, hence increasing their population. So if there is increase in crop pest, this will lower crop yields. And also, high carbon dioxide concentration stimulate growth of certain crop, thereby increasing their yield, yes. But however, the crop produce may be of low quality. So if I've got a lot of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere as compared to oxygen, it means, yeah, there will be a lot of crops, but those crops will be of of low quality because um, oxygen also is needed. We cannot just have a lot of carbon dioxide without oxygen. So low quality crops will be produced. Then erratic rainfall and drought, they will lead to total crop failure, lowering the expected yield. So if I've got erratic rainfall and unstable rainfall, it will lead to total crop failure, okay, and the expected yield will be low. Then flooding also, they make the land waterlogged, damaging the crops already grown, lowering crop yields. So flooding will lead to waterlogging, and also damaging the crops that were already grown, leading to lowering crop yields. And also strong winds, they cause breakages of trees and also crops, and lodging of annual crops affecting the expected yields. So if there are strong winds, you find that there is lodging of annual crops, therefore leading to low yields. So this is just a picture of crops, crops and lodging. So you find that if there are strong winds, there will be crop lodging. So that's just a picture for you to appreciate. You can see maize there, and due to strong winds, there is lodging of maize. Then also landslide and mudslide may destroy crops already grown in the field. So if there is landslide, mudslide, you find that they'll have an effect or they will destroy the crops which are already grown in the field. And also increased hailstorm may cause serious damage to crops in the field, such as tea, and lowering the output of the crops. And flash floods and intense rainfall lead to loss of topsoil, which is fertile. This reduces the potential of the land to produce high crop yield. So if there is loss of topsoil, which is fertile, even if you plant the crops there, they will not do well because the fertile soil is no longer there. So you find that the expected crop yield will be low. And also, unpredictable weather patterns leave the farmer unable to make appropriate decisions. So if the weather patterns are unpredictable, it will not be easy for a farmer to make good decisions pertaining the farming. So such decisions include such as time for land preparations and time for planting annual crops, or early and delayed planting considerably lowers the expected yield. So let's look at the impacts on livestock. So increased temperature may induce heat stress in animals in areas that were initially cool. So we find that the other areas, they were initially cool, and suddenly the temperature has changed, and that area is experiencing high temperature. It means that heat will cause heat stress in animals because they were used to cooler temperatures. And low rainfall and drought will lead to low quantity fodder for livestock, lowering livestock growth as well as output. So if I've got low rainfall as well as drought, the crop, the livestock fodder uh, will not grow to its maximum, and they'll be scarce because they also depend on the same rainfall. So this one will result in lowering livestock growth and the output also. And also, increased temperature leads to fast multiplication and growth of livestock parasites such as ticks, flies. This subsequently leads to increased vector-borne diseases, negatively affecting the livestock industry. So the other livestock, the other livestock parasites, they grow fast when the temperature is high. So this one will have negative effect in livestock industry. And also, low water level, they lead to low fish stock. So some some water bodies, even they dry completely, such as Lake Chirwa. Okay, in 1995, it dried completely, resulting to total loss of biodiversity, and some of which are endemic to Malawi. And temperature change will influence the distribution of livestock as areas that were previously cool become warm with time. So temperature change will influence the distribution of livestock. So we find that there are other areas they were previously cool and suddenly they become very hot. Therefore, the livestock will not do well in such areas which are very hot. So this one will have an effect or will influence the distribution of livestock in the areas. Then let's look at impact on livelihood or lives of people. Increased food insecurity. So there will be increased food insecurity, which leads to malnutrition and hunger. So this results in reduced farm labor and chronic food deficiency. So if there is erratic rainfall, this one will lead to food insecurity because as Malawi as a country, we depend on rain-fed agriculture. Therefore, this also results in reduced farm labor and chronic food deficit. Then talk of floods, which leads to water pollution and also lowering the quantity of pure water. This may result in outbreaks of waterborne diseases such as dysentery as well as cholera. So if there are floods, these floods will carry with them um, uh, vectors of waterborne diseases. So these may result in outbreaks of the same waterborne diseases such as dysentery as well as cholera. Then we have got lower water levels in rivers as well as dam has impacted negatively on hydroelectric power generation such as uh, Shire River. This forces people to use alternative source of fuel such as biomass, leading to further deforestation. So if the water bodies are low because of climate change, you find that the other water sources, talk of Shire River, we use Shire River to produce electricity. Therefore, because there is low production of electricity, people will need to use the use of other sources, alternative sources such as the use of firewood, which will further result into deforestation. So these are some of the impacts on lives of the people. And also, there will be spread of diseases such as malaria and other vector-borne diseases in areas previously too cold for the vectors to survive. So the other areas which were too cold, and if the area is too cold, vectors such as mosquitoes cannot easily survive. So if such areas they become very hot, it means the spread of malaria will be high because those vectors now will be able to survive because of the weather. Then also floods also lead to siltation of dams and other water bodies, lowering their capacity for storing water. So the floods may also damage water pipes, compounding the problem of clean water shortage. Then low water supply impacts negatively on industries as they do not get adequate water. So this may lead to loss of the high needed employment for suitable livelihood. So water supply, we've got these companies, they supply water. So these companies which supply water, they will not be able to get enough water for industrial use. Therefore, this may lead to loss of the highly needed employment for sustainable livelihood. And floods are responsible for the destruction of fish ponds, leading to loss of livelihood for the fish farmers. So, the other farmers, they do fish farming. So, if there are floods, these floods are responsible for the destruction of fish ponds. So, this will not go well with fish farmers. And also, forest fire are more prevalent during the dry season. Such fires lead to loss of seedlings and biodiversity of given region. And we also talk of in the rural communities, drought means women having to travel for long distance in search of water for domestic use. So this translates to less meaningful work done in the crop field, bearing in mind that women are the major providers of labor in small scale farming. So in small scale farming in the villages, women they contribute a lot in agriculture. They provide that much needed labor in agriculture. So if there is drought, it means they have to travel long distances to search for water. Therefore, the work which was supposed to be done in agriculture will not be done because these women are busy with other work. We talk of searching for water in far, far places. So let's look at this revision exercise. Having done this topic, which is climate change, let's look at this exercise. So I try to answer this exercise and you compare the answers which you have with the answers which will be provided. So the first question is define the term climate change. Then we've got give two natural causes of climate change. Then in which ways do human beings contribute to climate change? Then what are the effects of climate change on crop production? Then in which way does climate change impact livestock? Then that's all I had in this presentation. If you've got any question, that's our WhatsApp number and that's our email. Thank you so much for being there and see you in my next presentation.